And on cue, I start recording, so I have to cough. Hi guys! Am I recording? I'm recording. Okay. I tried this the other day and I looked at my camera after a 7-minute conversation and realized it wasn't recording anymore. I need to remember to grab hubby's camera every now and then to do this. So, it was requested to do a review of the scooter, so I'm going to attempt to do that again, and hopefully this works this time so I can get this put up. I want to get this video posted. Last time in 2016, when I rented a scooter, I rented from a company that I ended up being very unhappy with, and so obviously this time I opted to go with a different company. And excuse me, because I am driving, so I'm not going to look at you guys the whole time. I'm sorry. But the company that I used last time, I won't say their name again just because I'm not giving them any publicity at all by using their name. I will say I'll try to link the video to this one so you guys can watch it. But their customer service, or total lack thereof, was horrible. And I'm sorry you guys have to hear the heat, but it is cold here. And so anyway, while I was at Disney in 2016, I would talk to other people who were on rented scooters, who rented off property. Scooters at the parks are $50 a day plus a $20 key hold or key fee, key deposit. And then you get the that deposit back when you turn in the scooter, but you still lost that $50. So if you're there, more than a couple of days, that's a lot of money for scooter rental. So in looking into talking at other guests at Disney in 2016, there were two companies that I wanted to look at this time for rental. And make sure you guys do like a little research, not just not just online. Like, try to do face-to-face research, which can be hard. I get that. So anyway, the company we went with was called Tanner Mobility, and I will link their site down below. They were amazing. So Mom was able to rent her scooter. We traveled March 6th through the 9th, and Mom rented her scooter, I think, in like November. And then, I'm so sorry you guys, I'm having major allergy today. And the yawns. And then, due to money issues, I was not able to actually rent mine until February, and it was no problem. It was no big deal, even though we were that close to our trip. Whoa, I'm doing 70 miles an hour. That's not good. So, we were very happy with, when we called. That's the one thing I don't like, is that you do have to call and talk to them to rent. You can't just book it online. But, it kind of ends up being a good thing, because you get to talk to them and make certain that all of your plans, I'm going to switch hands, all of your plans are good to go and there's no problems or anything that you need to resolve. So I'm trying to remember the costs, and I probably should have looked this up before I left the house, but I wasn't sure I was going to do this video. I want to say my total cost for 4 days, and I had to get one of the bigger scooters because, remember, I'm a bigger girl. The total cost for 4 days was like $119. Like, it was not bad at all. So that's quite a significant savings over $50 a day, which would have been $200 for the 4 days. And then, plus the added benefit of you get to take it everywhere with you. It stays with you the entire time. Whereas when you rent the one from the park, you have to walk all the way from parking or wherever into the parks to get to the scooters. And then there's no guarantee they're going to have any left when you get there. So there's all that to consider. So we, hold on, lost my train of thought. So we got them booked, no problem. We got to the resort, and we told them that we would be there by 10 o'clock in the morning. And we cut it like really close to. We ended up getting to the resort at like 9:35. And we were still actually dealing with checking in. There was a couple of hiccups with our check-in. So we ended up being still at the front desk when they showed up to deliver them. And he gave us a couple of tips, told us that they provided a rain guard for the electronics on the scooter, but it didn't stay on. And thankfully, we didn't even have to deal with that this trip at all. I think we had sprinkles one day, and I covered mine with that little rain guard thing, but then that was it. They were gone. I have a protein shake down here. I haven't started drinking yet. I'll stop yawning once I start drinking that. But so that was really nice. They provided that, but just a heads up, you'll still need to, I would have bought, or I had with us, Dollar Tree rain ponchos specifically for my scooter because lesson learned last time. And so that was really nice. And then the day of pickup, and this is what I really, really liked. The day of pickup, we figured out finally what time Magical Express was going to take us back to the airport, so how long we would be at the resort. And we discovered we could actually spend another hour at Hollywood Studios before we had to leave. So I called them and I said, can we delay our pickup by an hour? It would be for my name and my mom's name. And they're like, okay, no problem. I'm like, you got both names? And she's like, yeah. And she read them off to me again. She's like, if you need anything else, just call us and let us know. I'm like, okay, thanks. And it was no big deal. The guy showed up exactly on time to pick them up, came right to the front lobby there at the resort where we meet, and he asked if we had any comments or concerns, and I told him, nope, not a one. I did let him know that there was something with the one I was on. It wasn't any fault of theirs. It literally is because I'm a bigger person, so it uses more of the battery to function. But I told him that I think it was the third day I had trouble with the battery at the end of the night. No, it was the second day. The end of the night, that battery just did not want to keep up. So we had to stop and charge a little bit to even make it back to the room at the resort. But I'm a big girl, so I get it. And it was no big deal. We were going to stop in the food court at the resort anyway and get a bite to eat real quick before we headed back to our rooms. So it was no big deal. And they were just amazing. So it's Tanner Mobility. And I will link it in the description below. But I wanted to make sure I got this one up. A couple of people were asking about the scooter issue, and I wanted to, and one of them was getting ready to travel here pretty soon, so I wanted them to be able to get it booked if they decide to go with this company. I highly recommend them. When we were there in 2016, that company was only about 7 months old, so they're about 2.5 years old at this point, and the scooters are still in immaculate condition. Mine, you would have sworn mine was brand new. There was not a mark on it anywhere. And in 2016, I'm pretty sure, because they had to swap my scooter out at one point with that company, and I think the second one was actually worse off than the first one that they brought me. So yeah, it's just Tanner Mobility, awesome. So I think that's all I wanted to say about it. I'm trying to doing the mental checklist here. I think we're good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you have any other questions or topics you'd like me to talk about, please post it in the comments below. And I will talk to everybody later. Have a fantastic week. Today is Saturday. Yes, I'm going to work. I work 6 days a week right now. Although I'm not complaining too much, I'm really not, because it's really helping us out. So God knew what blessings I needed, and He sent them to me. But remember, not all blessings are free of charge. You have to work for them. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to everybody later with my crazy, crazy eyebrows. Look at those things. Oh my gosh. They don't stay down. Bye.